Hey everyone, Miss
Hi.
Michaela here from the Downtown Huntsville Library, and this is my dear friend, Mick, also from the Downtown Huntsville
What
Library.
do you want, Michaela?
I just want you to hang out with me, that's all I want. But we are here together today because it is November, DiNovember. So Mick has brought some lovely trinkets along with her lovely book, so can we talk about our objet d'art first?
Cool. Yes. You want me to?
So
I have an addiction to dinosaur things, and recently I purchased Dinopoly, which I'm looking forward to playing. I haven't had a chance yet. I'm going to beat Michaela within an inch of her life. But also, we've got some mugs from the Field Museum, which, by the way, like most museums, the natural history museums in the world are struggling at the moment. So if you can, you might help them out. But we got a couple of mugs and, what's better, a few replicas of what we think the dinosaurs looked like.
Yeah. You'll notice that hers are a lot fancier than mine with movable jaws. Mine came from the play area because, believe it or not, I actually kind of miss having the play area downstairs. It was a lot more lively, but, you know.
I know.
Germs,
but they're
safety.
still good.
Yeah. But it also makes sense that she has the much adultier looking dinosaurs because she is going to be introducing our adultier books about dinosaurs. So, would you like to get us started?
Well, first though, tell why you're interested in dinosaurs.
Because they're magical creatures and they make my heart smile.
Ah, yours are better. My explanations are I'm very old, and there was a gas station, Shell stations, I think they were, when I was a kid. And my dad was a wee bit cheap, but that was my first dinosaur. It was a Diplodocus, I think, or Brontosaurus. That was their symbol. So that was the first dinosaur I ever got. I think I was 2 or 3 years old.
I think it was a Brontosaurus.
I think so, because Diplodocus is a bit, the headsman. But I was fascinated. And like most children, I think, I was fascinated because here were creatures kind of mysterious that weren't here any longer. I was into that. But they also seemed to be in control. And, you know, children are not in control, and they realize that right on. So I think that's why. And I never really lost my interest in them, but I became interested in different areas. What did they actually look like? And I became interested in the people that actually studied them. So that's why. Should I go first, or do you want to go with children's books first?
Let's go with yours first.
Okay. One of my favorite books of all time, and this is my copy of it. We do have it in the system, is The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, A New History of a Lost World by Stephen Brusatte. Dr. Broussard is a reader in vertebrate paleontology at the University of Edinburgh, and he's American. His expertise is in dinosaur anatomy and evolution. And what I like about this book, it just talks about all the aspects of paleontology that I'm into. He talks about his personal journey as a young fossil hunter. He started out what we call a hound, actually, which is an expression for an amateur person that's just really into it. But then he went in professionally. He talks about his journey on learning how to do it and the people that he met. One of my favorites of all time is Zhu Xing from China. He's the one that's been doing a lot of research in feather-covered dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. I know, really cool. The book talks a wee bit about the history of paleontology, which there are plenty of personalities. And when I use that term, you know what I'm going for. People like, Barnum Brown, the dinosaur baron, and I'm not going to give any more information because I'll give away some of the good stuff. But really, I think the beauty of this book is in the details, the little details that people are into dinosaurs are really into. For instance, he says that there is a new species of dinosaur that is discovered almost 1 per week. It's that frequent. I didn't know it was, especially now. He's got a whole chapter devoted to the T-Rex, which is very popular right now. But he's got details in there like their bite is very different. They call it puncture and pull, which we won't go into in great detail, but very unique way of attacking a creature. The fact, of course, that they were the ancestor of birds, they actually had, they think, feathers sticking out between the scales. And these were to keep them warm, is one theory, but also possibly for mate attraction as well. And the other thing I found out is that Georgia O'Keeffe's ranch, I can't remember the name of it, is bursting with dinosaur fossils. And when she died, there was a great move. A lot of paleontology students went there because of that. I think that was really cool. Okay. Second, I really like, again, my copy, but we have one in the system, Grave Secrets of Dinosaurs, Soft Tissues and Hard Science by Phillip Lars Manning. He's the chair of natural history at the University of Manchester. And he was a lead in a research group that went to North Dakota. In 1999, a teenager, again, another fossil hound, discovered a dinosaur mummy on the family property, and thus was given the name Dakota. It was a hadrosaur, and it was almost completely preserved. They had almost every part of it, but it still had soft tissues, tendons, ligaments, even what he had ate recently. And this, having soft tissues, just opened up. And it's not the only mummy. He does talk about other mummy discoveries as well. Talks with ligaments, you know more about movement, their habits, their appearance. It just really opened up the field, so I really like that book too. Also, the fact that, and I haven't mentioned a female name yet, this is a biography, The Fossil Hunter, Dinosaurs, Evolution, and the Woman Whose Discoveries Changed the World by Shelley Emling. She's a journalist. This is about Mary Anning. She was a child of a poor family, born in about 1790, I'm sorry, I can't remember, in Lyme Regis. So I think it was the combination of her curiosity, the fact of her and being at the right place at the right time. Lyme Regis was just filled with fossils, very close to the surface. And at the age of 12, she found a complete fossil of, and I always mispronounce this one, Ictolaisor. She, having found that, and obviously it was extinct, and before that time, they didn't think extinction happened. They thought, biblically backed up, that the animals that were here were always here. And this blew that right out of the water. Her being female at the time and only 12 years old, she was given no credit, of course, for any of these discoveries. And even later on in her life, I think she found almost 4 complete skeleton fossils, representations, and a lot of other things. But she was never given as much credit as she deserves, and I think they've made a recent movie or TV about her. Remarkable Creatures by Tracy Chevalier is a fiction book that also talks about her life, so that might be interesting to some. And last but not least, I want to be a paleontologist. So this is an item that we have in the system called the Practical Paleontologist. And I think that this might be an interesting item that you can share with your children as well, but it is a step-by-step guide to how to find them, how to clean them, extract them, how to restore them. It's by Steve Parker. And I think this might be enjoyable, even though if we can't do it ourselves, we can look and see how others do it. So this is my selection. Yes. Now, what do the kids get to look forward to?
You know, I kind of regret never having read an adult book about dinosaurs now. I didn't realize that we had.
They have a lot of stuff that are written for people who, you know, to make them enjoyable to read. Yeah, yeah. Yes. And a lot about what's going on right now, just not what happened a long time ago. So I think that's cool.
Yes. And like after we had the discussion about what inspired us to like dinosaurs, I realized that part of the reason why I liked dinosaurs so much is because those were the one toy I could not destroy because they were like full plastic.
Ah.
That has nothing to do with my books. I just had to throw that out.
I'm sorry, but later I'll tell you how that is not true. I actually destroyed one of my first ones. Yes, it involved an oven. That's all I'm saying. I know. Anyway, what do you have for little people?
Tears now.
I'm sorry. You should see what my mother said at the time. Yes.
So,
it was an experiment.
Gone horribly awry. My first book is My Weird School Facts: Dinosaurs, Dodos, and Woolly Mammoths by Goodman. So, if you've ever heard of the My Weird School series, they actually have a nonfiction companion series, which this is the first book of that series that I've read. I actually really enjoyed it. So the whole thing is told by 2 regular characters, Arlo / AJ and Andrea. They bicker throughout the book, which is very cute, and they throw out a bunch of fast facts. And part of the reason why I love kids' nonfiction so much is basically you open up the book and it's like, hey, do you want to hear a random fact? Yes, I do.
I like
every time. I do too. It also has a joke section.
A dinosaur joke section?
Yes.
Oh, my.
What do you call a one-eyed dinosaur?
Sir?
Do you think
Sorry,
you saw
respect.
us?
I would call all dinosaurs sir. But what did you just say?
Do you think you saw us?
Oh, I like that one. I'll take that. No.
Love yourself. Next. So next, I have the book Dinosaurs by the Numbers by Steve Jenkins. So this is a book of infographics. So this is a fun one that's just, again, fast little facts, showing you the differences in sizes, all the different features they have.
Well, that is cool, because a lot of adult books don't do that. They don't really give you an image to relate the sizes of different things.
Yeah. That's why I loved it, and it's beautiful, and it's great if you are maybe not so interested in dinosaurs yourself as an adult, but you have a kid that is really interested. You can share some facts with them and hope they accept it and don't one-up you. I've been one-upped by so many kids.
But I think they'll find that interesting. That is cool.
I once did a dinosaur story time, and there was a dinosaur name that I could not pronounce, and there was a little boy in that group, and every time I came to that word, I would just point at him, and he would say it for me. We were story time partners that day, and I was so grateful.
They are difficult at times.
They are. Oh, another fun fact from this book was that there are state dinosaurs. It was Alabama's state dinosaur is actually like an ancestor of Wales. It's like a basilosaur.
Keep talking.
Yeah, go ahead. My next book is Super Simple Fossil Projects, Science Activities for Future Paleontologists.
Oh, cool.
So, while you're stuck at home, you can check out this book and find out cool ways to learn about dinosaurs to celebrate DiNovember by making fossils from simple household products. Play-Doh, you can reuse those old dinosaur toys, you can make some plant fossils, but again, lovely pictures. I highly recommend it.
Careful using the oven, just saying.
I feel so bad for your toys.
I think you should feel bad for my mother.
I do feel bad for the appliances too now that I'm an adult and I've had to buy my own, but Mick.
I know.
And my last book, How the Dinosaur Got to the Museum by Jessie Hartland. So I like this book because it's the only one that I have that's probably going to be the most interesting for kids that are as young as 4 or 5. These ones are going to be more geared towards older elementary kids. This could probably be used for a few 5-year-olds with, you know, a lot of supervision. But this is told in more of a picture book sort of style. And it basically just explains the journey that a dinosaur takes from being alive to becoming a fossil, to being discovered, to being taken to the museum. So, if you have kids that are interested in how those big old bones ever made it out of the dirt and into the museum, this is a good book. So these are all the books that I would recommend. Mm-hmm. There are so many more. It was hard to hold back. So
yes, same here.
But we did it.
Yes.
I'm proud of us for only doing 4 because, yeah, there's a lot. There's a whole display downstairs in the downtown Huntsville Library right now in the Youth Services Department. And if you go up to the 3rd floor.
Well, there's some on the 2nd floor. On your way to the 3rd floor to see what's really cool, we do also have a display, both of dinosaur stuff that Mick has brought
in my face. With I'm sorry,
staff aids, but also adult books too. But I must agree, going to the 3rd floor would be worth a visit to the library.
I will absolutely come and visit your display
on your way upstairs to see the stuff on the 3rd.
Yes, because on the 3rd floor we have fossils that are on loan to us from Mr. Joe Iacuso, who will be doing Ask a Librarian next Monday. And Also on the first floor, we have a footprint. So if you want to come see the cool stuff that we have on display right now, come visit us.
Yes, during DiNovember.
By the way, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Diplodocus, I think. I like the Broussard. I prefer vegetable-eating ones just based on my own, what would you call it, survival? I think I quickly never was into the predators. But the more and more I learn about them, the more I'm interested. And I also like the big ones. Yeah. And this is a, shoot, in there somewhere, the Gigantosaurus. I think one they found in Africa, I think. I'm not sure.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, I like the big ones for some reason. And the tiny ones, the ones in the middle, I'm not so good. And you? What is your favorite?
Mine is the Allosaurus because it looks a lot like a T-Rex, but it has the long gangly arms, which I can relate to.
And the shape of the head, too, is interesting.
They are beautiful.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us, and thank you for inviting me to do this.
Thank you for joining me again. We're going to do more book talks together, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
Bye, guys.